You got somebody there.
Just having a little bit of technical difficulties getting it going, but all right. So if anybody has any questions, anything they want to talk about, just let me know.
Oh, don't go by. Oh, you're gonna tease me again. Come on. Bonus. Oh, stop. Stop. Oh, you can't do this to me. You can't do this to me. Come on. Oh, it went by. Jerk. Come on. Oh, you're gonna go around. You're gonna go slow. Come on. Get it. Yeah, jerk.
just giving it a few minutes to let people realize that we're live. And if you have any questions for me, or you want to say hello, talk about anything, just pop something into the chat and I'll be able to see it. No, this is actually pre-recorded stuff, and I'm just kind of doing a little live chat just to say hello to everybody and see what kind of slots you'd like to see, and in the future and stuff that we can look for. And by the way, hi Delana, how are you?
It is a gorilla on it, and as we all know, I am a little afraid of gorillas, so not liking this too much, but we'll play it for a little while anyway. Like, if he pays me off, then I may like him, but I don't think that's going to happen. So
This is actually the type of machine that I really like, but I wasn't real entranced with it because it had a gorilla in it, and I'm a little afraid of gorillas. So at the top, I believe that this one had like a dancing one. And it was kind of scaring me a little bit because I'm a little scared of gorillas.
come on, Lotus. At least don't block me. At least this one doesn't have like a gorilla scaring me.
I definitely have a little bit more of an affinity for the real machines, though. Dwayne doesn't really like to play them as much, but I feel like they give me good mojo. I like them because I like older things, so it's one of the things that I like to play when I go to the casino. I always kind of gravitate towards the bright ones. So kind of like a little bit of a difference of opinion between him and I, because he likes the video ones that have bonuses that do a lot of different things, where I kind of like the simple ones. If I'm going to get sevens, I'm going to get sevens.
Only if you pay me money. Like 30 cents for a couple of seconds. See if that'll...
To those that just came in, welcome. Welcome to my chat. We're actually playing some pre-recorded slot stuff. And if you guys have any questions that you want to ask me, or if you want to request any games for the future when we do go to the casino, just let me know. Just kind of pop something into the chat. I'm watching the chat while I'm talking. It might be a little bit of a delay, but I'll be able to answer your questions. I did want to mention that at some point, when we get a little closer to 500 subscribers, we're probably going to have some sort of event. I'm not going to say what the event is going to be. We're going to leave that a little bit of a mystery until it gets a little closer to when we have 500 subs. So, but when that time comes, we're going to have kind of a little contest. So it'll be really a lot of fun, and there'll be a prize that's awarded, maybe even a couple of different prizes. This one that's playing right now is Astrocat. Love Astrocat. I actually we played this in Foxwoods, and I gravitate towards it every time I go to Foxwoods because I generally like cats. That's right, Dwayne. Woman is always right. The only thing it doesn't have, the greatest of line hits. You really have to hit some sort of bonus in order to get something big on it. But when the bonus does hit, it is a lot of fun.
All right. That was Astrocat. Thank you. All right, so this is Aztec Dawn. And we're going to try this one. Let's go. So I haven't really played
And then this Aztec Dawn, that was one that I don't think I did very well on this one, if I remember right. But I kind of wanted to play it.
Confident that those guys with the things on their head probably pay off pretty well, so I'll take a bunch of those. Oh, she's wild. I like her. Oh, come on. The guy with the dragon on it. The guy with the dragon on his head. He pays the best. Oh, come on. Oh. Looks like it would do something, but...
This one actually kind of confused me a little bit because of the guys that were like facing different ways, and I kept thinking that they were going to match up, and none of them ever did, and it just wasn't one of my favorite ones. I did like that it was only 40 cents a pull to start off with. Usually what I like to do is I like to low roll in the beginning, especially if it's a game that I don't really know that well. I'll only play it for a little bit just to get a feel from it. If the feeling goes away and I say, ugh, I don't really like this very much, I'll try to like walk away from it. The ones that always get me though, and I'm always a big sucker for the ones that give you like 2 bonus symbols, and then the third one just goes and goes and goes, and you think that it's going to hit and it doesn't, and it'll do that over and over again, and then that just drives me crazy. I end up like dropping so much money just to try and get that bonus. Hi Janice, how are you? It's good to see you on here.
Oh, that's something. Oh.
This was one of them. I think that I was playing it and I kept trying to give it a chance, but I didn't want to go up in denomination any, even though I think it was like 40, 80, 120. I didn't want to go up to the 80 because I was like, I'm not going to drop even more money on this one if it's not paying me at 40. It might not even pay me at 80. Plus, like I said, there was guys that was facing one way, there was guys that were facing the other way, and none of them were matching up, so I don't know, it just wasn't one of my favorite ones. Although I do see a lot of people playing it a lot, so it just wasn't for me. Janice, you lost your shirt at Twin River. I think probably if I lost my if I actually literally lost my shirt at Twin River, you would have seen that in the news that there was a big thing going on. Hey, Slot Boy Slim, good to have you here. I know. I gotta say that Twin River hasn't been that good to me for the most part. I was at a point where we were doing really, really good at Twin River, and just for some reason, my mojo just hasn't been there. We did a few 2 or 3 weeks ago. We had gone there and we had done a live stream, and we actually did well while we were doing the live stream. And then as soon as we got off, we did good on King of Africa. But what I'm hearing is that King of Africa isn't there anymore. They took it out, and they only have like one, where they used to have, I think, 3 or 4. So that kind of makes me sad. I hate to see like the old games that were really profitable. I hate to see them go. There were a few that I really used to love to play. Oh, Lisa loved to watch slots. Welcome. You have a great name. It's my name.
Make such big noises for giving you a little tiny bit. Come on, come on, come on. Oh.
So does anybody have any favorite slots that they used to like to play that you haven't seen in a really long time? One of my absolute favorite ones was Hexbreaker. It had like black cats on it, and broken mirrors, and all kinds of ladders and stuff like that. I used to love to play that because I used to love the bonus on that one, and it just really paid off for me. But then I rarely see them anymore. I think we saw one in Atlantic City at Christmas time, and I played it for a little while, but it wasn't the same. Oh, I remember when it was Lincoln Park. I seemed to do so much better when it was.
Come on, Philip, over here.
Slot Boy, we're not actually playing today at the casinos. This is all like pre-taped. But we usually play at the casinos around us. We're in southeastern Massachusetts. We usually either play at Plain Ridge in Plainville, or we play at Twin River in Lincoln, Rhode Island, or Newport Grand in Newport, Rhode Island. And then once every couple of weeks, we'll take a trip over to Foxwoods to play over there. Really, really like it because there's a lot of different games over there that we can make videos from. But the ride is kind of a pain.
I don't think she wants to pour me a beer.
So like I had mentioned before, when we get a little closer to 500 subs, we're going to announce, we're going to have like a little event and it's going to be for anybody that's a subscriber. I will divulge a little bit more information when it gets a little closer, because we're just kind of putting it together. But we're going to have like a little thing where there's going to be a prize or prizes, where we're going to have like some sort of event that you can enter in order to win the prize. And the prize will be it'll be pretty decent. It'll be okay. But hey, Crazy Carl, how are you? Good to see you here. Hoping that you all have some good weather. We've been really, really still very cold over here in New England. I had even posted something on my Facebook today that it felt like January 74th, just because it feels like it's still January over here. I got into my car this morning and it was 28 degrees, so kind of not happy with that. Oh, Crazy Carl, we can't wait for the super chats.
Oh, that should be okay. 460.
This is the beer house.
That would be so nice if we just have
I always say the 200. Is it 200 or 2,000? I think it's.
killing us, Heidi.
200. This one I never do as well as a lot of people have done. There have been a lot of people that have done really well on these, and I'm not one of them. I do really good on the new Heidi, the big one with the wheel on the top, and then it's well, not the wheel, but it has a wheel that comes up. We always do really well on that one, but we only have 2 of them at our local casino that we go to the most, which is Plain Ridge. There's only 2 of them there, and there always is a line of people just waiting to sit at them. Yeah, Slot Boy, it's really, really nice over at Foxwoods. It's huge, though. I mean, you really, if you did take a long drive to go there, to go there, you should rest your feet, because once you get there, you're going to walk a lot.
$7.
Yeah, Janice, I wish they did have Keno. The video Keno is so much fun. I like to play it. I feel like it's one of those things that you can like sit there and just enjoy yourself while you're playing it. And the Plain Ridge, we've gotten a few like decent bonuses on the penny slots, but lately it seems like we'll do really, really well. I don't know if this is the same for everybody, but I always find that when I first get to a casino, I do really, really well. Like, I'll get all kinds of bonuses, and I'll be like, wow, this is great, I'm doing great. But then I end up pouring it back into the machine, in the process of like making the videos and stuff like that. I always end up saying, oh, I made this amount of money. Now we can play a little bit more. And then I start to become a little bit more free with how much I'm playing. Oh my goodness, Lisa, that's so funny. Yes, the Portuguese muffins. You have Christmas tree shop in Indiana, yeah, those Portuguese muffins. I'm 100% Portuguese, so I actually somewhat know how to make those muffins. Know the recipe for them. Whether I can do it or not remains to be seen. But yeah, I am really. We have a thing with bread, so it's just one of those things. And we have really, really good. We have a lot of different types of food over in Fall River. It's not just Portuguese food, because we were such a hub of industry at one time. They used to make a lot of cloth and a lot of textiles here. There were a lot of different types of people that settled over here in Fall River. This is where Emeril Lagasse is from. He's actually Portuguese, because of that, there's so many different things like Lebanese meat pies, and there are a lot of French Canadians, and a lot of their food, crepes and their gâteaux and French meat pies, and then just the Portuguese food, and then just all kinds of different things. We even had a Polish population that we used to get guamkis and all kinds of things. So yeah, it was pretty much a little melting pot. at one point.
All those beer mugs are nothing.
I was just fixing my thing over here, my stream over here. But yeah, but we really like to go to a lot of different places because we like a lot of different cultures. Like everywhere that we go, there's just something to celebrate everywhere that we go. Like even Vegas, different places that we've traveled. There's always something there that the locals. We always just I always end up befriending people because it's just who I am. I'll talk to anybody. So I end up befriending people, and then they'll tell me, oh, you need to go to this place to go shopping, or you should go to this place for a restaurant, and we end up going there, and then we end up having a great time. So and I'm not afraid to ask questions. I talk to everybody. I get everybody's story. Everybody gets my story, so I know on this one really, really kept getting me because Heidi kept coming down to, and I kept thinking I was going to get that bonus. That's why I stayed on it for so long. I'm actually not a person that'll stay on a machine for like a long amount of time if it's not paying off, because I think that it's going to pay off. I like when the casinos, when it's, my favorite time to go is on the off hours. Even when we go to Atlantic City, when we go to Vegas, when I've traveled to Foxwoods, there have been times when I've gone at night, like late night. My mother and I, back in the day when Foxwoods opened in 1992, I think. It was either 92 or 93, 94, something like that. And when they opened, my mother and I, they were 24 hours a day. So my mother and I actually used to leave our house at like, I don't know, 11 o'clock at night. My husband would stay with the kids, and we would hop in the car and we'd get there. We'd get there probably about 12:15, right around the time when all the tour buses were leaving. So a lot of the older people would be away from the slots. They'd be back on their bus and on their way home. So my mother and I, we would have the place like almost to ourselves. We'd be able to hop to different slot machines, and we'd be able to just kind of hang around, and we'd have a great time. I think it has to be like you have to touch each other. Oh, I appreciate that. Actually, we started off. We don't really have a big bankroll ourselves. We love to play slots. We've always loved to play slots. Back in the day, when we were newly married, and like I said, when I used to go to Foxwoods on the overnight with my mother. They didn't have penny machines at that time, so it was quarters. And I remember I would save my quarters for the longest time in a jar so that I could go down there, because of course the machines, they didn't have the printouts. It used to be the coins falling into the slot. And I used to save my quarters, and we had two small kids, and money was tight, but every time I broke $1, I would just take those quarters. If I had quarters, I would just put them in a jar and go with my mother. And I'd win like $20 or something like that, and I'd be like, oh my God, I won $20. I'd be like so happy. Or I'd lose $20 and I'd be a little upset. But for the most part, I mean, we just have loved to do it. And then this summer we started watching Vegas Low Roller. And we started watching Vegas Low Roller, The Big Jackpot, Brian Christopher, Diana Ivani, and I really liked it. Like, we would sit at night and just sit and watch it, on the TV, because we got rid of DirecTV earlier in the year, and now we just have Fire Sticks because we do nothing but watch YouTube, Netflix, and Hulu anyway. So we decided to just get rid of cable because we weren't really watching most of it. So that's when we really got into it, and we really just loved it. So we're a brand new, like, little baby channel. You know what I mean? We're still small and still, and we're just really appreciative of anybody that, will sit and watch it and put up with my accent from Massachusetts.
Mixture of animals over here.
My sister-in-law, I understand the whole, like, missing the sweetbread and all the different things from Massachusetts, because my sister-in-law is now in California, and she's actually planning, hopefully, to come here to visit. But whenever she comes to visit, she will bring an empty suitcase with her just to bring home food. To bring home the chow mein from Fall River, which is like a fried noodle. She'll even bring, like, stuff that has to be refrigerated, and she'll buy a whole bunch of frozen vegetables like peas and green beans and stuff like that, and then she packs it into her suitcase instead of ice, because if you do it with vegetables, then it doesn't leak. Because, I mean, if you get peas all over your suitcase, it's really not a big deal. And then she usually brings, like, spare ribs and all kinds of different things from Massachusetts. She'll bring it back to California for the rest of the family. So it's really funny. Yeah, she does. She ends up taking home, and then she'll take home, like, stuffed quahogs, which is kind of like a quahog is for those of you that don't know, it's a huge clam that we have that you shell it, and then you take the clam out, and then you chop it up, and then you make like a stuffing, and then you stuff it back in the clam, put it in the oven. It's really, really good. But here I am, I'm talking about food. But no, that's what she does. And then a lot of times what we'll do is when we go to Vegas, we usually meet up with them. My nephews and my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law will usually meet up with them, and we get to see them, which is one of our things that we really like to do. That's why we've gone to Vegas so much, really, is because it gives us a chance to be around them as well. And we've had a ball with them. We have so much fun.
Poor queens. Come on. Oh.
Now, right here, what's playing is Buffalo. I have to say that we had one good win on Buffalo. We've played Buffalo many, 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 many times. I can't even say how many times we've played Buffalo. Either this one or the older Buffalo, or I'll try to play 1 to 4, and I'll do it with a couple of Miss Kitties and a couple of Buffaloes. And I just don't do well. Buffalo is like my nemesis. It's one of those that I love it because when you do well, you do really, really well, but there are so many dead spins. And there are so many times when you get a couple of coins and then it'll make that noise like it's going to hit that third coin and you're going to get the bonus, and you don't. So that kind of drives me crazy. And I think the reason that it's my nemesis is because I lose so much money. Yes, Janice, we do the same thing. We rent a car.
All right, we're gonna try this.
I think it was the first 2 times that we went. We didn't rent. We ended up taking public transportation. But then once Dwayne started traveling for business, he started building up car points for Hertz Rent-A-Car. So we tried to rent a car, and we just really, really like it a lot better because it gives you so much freedom. Like, we're able to go to places that are way off the strip. One of our favorite places is Silver Sevens. We love Sam's Town, and I can't remember the other one. Oh, Sunset Station. That one is, we like that one too. And we really like to go to those because I feel like the slots are a little looser. Then also, it's a lot easier to get to Fremont Street or to go and visit the Gold and Silver pawn shop, which is from Pawn Stars. We like to go visit that. And then we went to go visit that guy with... that guy that fixes up the cars. I can't remember what his name is. From Counting Cars, I think it is. We went to go and visit him, and we've gone to Grand Canyon and Hoover Dam and everything, and we just really like the older, smaller casinos, though. And then I feel like, and then Silver Sevens, they usually have like a special, like a prime rib special for $7. It started off, it was $7.77, but I think now it's $9.99. And you get like, it's like prime rib and side dishes and stuff like that. And it's just a really cheap place to eat because it's really hard now to get food that's not $1 million. And you know, we do like to indulge like a little bit, but I mean, you don't want to eat every single meal and spend, you know, $100 to eat, because you could be playing the slots with that.
Oh, that would have been so nice if there was a buffalo there. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, really want that bonus.
I think probably the first time that we went, to Vegas, well, the first time we went, we stayed at MGM Grand. Oh my God, the biggest place I've ever seen in my life, the biggest building I've ever seen in my life. Dwayne had a conference that he had to go to, and just for us to go from our room to the place where he was, you know, the little room that he was having his conference in, I walked him over there for the day. I want to say it was over a mile just to walk from one side of the casino to the other. Definitely need the good shoes when you go to Vegas. You also need to definitely stay hydrated when you go to Vegas because it's so dry out there, and I'm really, really not used to it because New England is kind of a humid place in the summertime and then damp in the wintertime. That's so true, Janice. Like, there are things that, like, I think in New England we have some of the best food, and I know I'm being biased, but so, you know, usually when we go there, there are a lot of people that they like to go to the to get like a big steak at Gordon Ramsay or something like that, and I can get a great steak at home. You know, I just would rather spend my time and kind of spend my money, you know, doing things and going places. And then we've always been that way. We always just kind of eat cheaply. I'd rather just, you know, get a quick salad or a hot dog or something like that and just be running around. I think probably my favorite thing about the off-track casinos, like I had mentioned before, is I really like the old type machines that I haven't seen in a long time. You know, like if I want to play like Hoot Loot or you know, something like that, it's really, really cool. Is there a double voice that's coming out? Hold on, I'm just checking to see if I'm getting, if it's doubling up on the voice.
Are you muted there?
Yeah, like I don't...
Okay.
It might be picking up from over where you are in the other room. Oh, okay. He's kind of in one room. He's being my little moderator, and I'm in my little office. Oh, I know. Hoot Loot is at Twin River. I love Hoot Loot. That's one of my favorite ones. I always kind of look for it. Like I said, there's a few. I always used to like Hexbreaker and Hoot Loot, and I used to play like there's the one with Marlo Thomas, That Girl. I won a whole bunch of money on that one in Atlantic City at Wild Wild West, which is right next to Bally's. Well, it's connected to Bally's. And it was one of those things that I was actually down to like my last $3, I think it was, and I was feeling so bad. It was near the end of the trip, and I was feeling really, really bad about just everything, because I had lost like all the little pin money that I had, and I was just kind of I had seen this Chinese cat that I had wanted in a store window. It was one of those ones that waves its hand, and I really wanted it for myself as a souvenir. So I was so mad because I said, I should have saved a little bit of my money, and I was playing the Marlo Thomas, That Girl. I was playing that slot machine, and then all of a sudden it hit, and I won like $400, I think it was, like close to $400. And I was so happy, and I went and I bought my little gold cat with the waving hand so that I could have it for my office. But yeah, I have him moderating in the other room, and I have this little office that he built for me when we remodeled the house. So I'm sitting in here, and I'm kind of just yapping. And my animals are looking at me because I'm just kind of talking to myself. Yeah, I like this setup. I told Dwayne that I would do the chat, but I didn't want to do it with just staring at the camera, because, what if I'm having a bad hair day? What if I don't feel like, being seen on camera? It's kind of outside my comfort zone. He has a way of taking me outside my comfort zone. So he set it up so that I don't actually have to show my face that often. It's not like I'm hiding. I know a lot of people don't like to show their face at all. I know I get kind of anxious about it, because I don't know. I'm very critical of myself. I think everybody is. Wayne, that's so funny. That April Fool's thing was so funny, and so many people we got so many people with that one. I think the biggest jackpot we got was Dwayne had gotten one in Better Off Ed, which is like a cute little zombie thing over at Silver Sevens in Las Vegas. It was a $800 and something jackpot, and it was like a surprise. He just got it all of a sudden. It wasn't anything that he was even thinking of. All of a sudden, it just popped up. I think it's kind of like this cash cave that's showing right now. I always play this when I go, because this cash cave, it doesn't give you any indication. All of a sudden, it just gives it to you. So it's kind of a surprising one. But I think that was his biggest hit. His biggest hit was the 820. My biggest hit, I want to say, I'm trying to remember. I think I won 500 and I think it was $520 some dollars on this one that has owls over at Newport Grand. I had won, and that was like all of a sudden my whole screen filled with owls. I wish I was taping at that point. This was like a year ago or something like that, before we opened the YouTube channel. Oh my God, Janice, $3,500, nice. Oh, and you got a 5,007 out of 7. That is amazing. I have never won that much on a slot machine. I've never won a hand pay on a slot machine. I've won on a scratch ticket. Won $1,000 on a scratch ticket, and I was just over the moon about it because I had won it on Black Friday, and I had just played. I had gotten it because I had gone to the store. We needed something, and I had just come back from being out all night doing all that Black Friday shopping. My kids were teenagers at the time. This was 15 years ago. And I ran to the store and I went to get soda, and I got a scratch ticket and I won $1,000. So it pretty much paid for Christmas and more that year, and I was like over the moon excited. But we're still waiting for our first hand pay. Hey, Lady Di, so good to see you here. Oh, that's cool, Wayne, that you're going to Wendover, Nevada. Is it a small casino?
One more spin because I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this.
I hope you get a huge jackpot.
Cash them if you can. Obviously, I can't cash them, so.
I usually don't do well on scratch tickets either. It was just one of those things, and the funny thing was it was a $1 scratch ticket, $1, and I won $1,000. So that was actually like the best, and it was just one of those things. I had gotten soda, I had a little bit left over from the $5, and I said, give me a couple of scratch tickets. I went in the car and I scratched them, and I thought I was going to die. And then I was trying to call my husband. I was trying to call Dwayne, and I think he was either on the phone or on the internet. My daughter was on the internet or something. It just was ridiculous. Yeah, that's right. You did get the 20. And then we won a whole bunch on a football pool one year. There was one year that I think we won like $1,500 on the football pool. We got like 3 squares at $500 a piece or something like that. So yes, post a pic. No, we're not going to go on the cruise. It's really, really hard to take time off for me because I'm a school bus driver, and it's really hard for me to take time off that's not school vacation. So because I try not to, because if somebody else does my route, all the parents call, and it's usually just kind of a big thing. But ooh, Lady Di, $11,336. That is amazing. I would be so happy. Yes, we're going to go to Atlantic City June 1st for the Slot Traveler event. Then we're going in August to SlotCon. So we're excited about both of those trips. Oh, I really hope that you hit a boom. I really hope it's a huge boom. We had a really, really good time. We had a really good time at the Foxwoods event that he had. It was just a lot. It was a lot different than I thought it was going to be. Like, we were able to talk to him and stuff like that, and talk to all the different people around him, and everybody was extremely helpful and nice and supportive, and helped us like they promoted our page while they were doing their event, so it was pretty cool. Like, I found the big jackpot to be a really nice guy, so we had a really good time. Yeah, SlotCon is an event that Vegas Low Roller is putting on for Patreon members, and we're actually going to go. We're staying off strip, and we're going to stay at a place that has, I'm really excited about this because we're not staying at a casino this time. We're going to be staying at kind of one of those hotels that has like a kitchen in the room. So I'll actually be able to buy like bottled water and stuff like that and put it in the refrigerator, because every time I go to Vegas, it's like you get like free drinks all the time, but it's so hard to get like just a regular bottle of water if you feel like having it. Yes, Vegas Low Roller. He's actually he cracks me up. There are some times that I'm watching him that I am laughing so hard at some of the things that he says. Sometimes I feel like he's gonna fall over because he's getting so excited, like he's gonna like fall off his chair or something. But he's really, really funny. Like, he's one of those people that I want him to meet, that I want to meet him, and I almost like want to be friends with him because I feel like he would be a riot to hang out with. Yes, we did. We had a great time at this thing. It was just a lot of fun.
Come on, I know you want to give me a bonus. Let's go.
There was so many people that were when we were like cheering and stuff, when we were doing the group pull, it was kind of in the middle of everything, and everybody was cheering and everybody was having a great time, and there were these people that just were kind of looking at us and saying, well, what are you guys doing? And we turned around and said, oh, we're here for a group poll. And, they asked what a group poll was. And I said, yeah, we all put money in, and then we play the max bet, and then we split the proceeds. So the woman turned around to the girl that I was standing with, and she said, you trust that guy to hold all your money? So the girl turned around and said to her, well, there's a lot more of us than there is of him. So if he doesn't pay us, if he wins, then we're all going to get him. So it's really, I'm not worried about my money. But yeah, I mean, that's the only time I've ever like played so much in one pull, on somebody else. We got to meet so many people too, like so many like of the same type of people. It just was fun because like it was YouTube, people who watch YouTube and do all kinds of things. So yeah, there was another person that was kind of like, how much is he betting per pull? And I think at one point he was betting $100 a pull on one of the group pulls that we did. He was betting $100 a pull, and she's like, $100. She was like, oh my God, but it was funny because, and then when he was like just kind of walking around the casino before and after the different events, he had like all of his people around him, the people that kind of, his friends and stuff like that. He had them all around with him, and this one lady was standing off to the side, and she said, who's that guy with all the bodyguards? And I'm like, they're not bodyguards. They're just friends of his. They were all wearing the same shirt, though, because, the group pull, we were all wearing the same shirt. So she must have thought we were like a crazy cult or something like that, because we were all like chanting and wearing the same shirts, and, we're all happy looking. No, Dwayne came very, very close. I think he was, because it was the top 10 won a $500 slot play. So, each of the top 10, they won a $500 slot play. And Dwayne, I think he was 13. Me, I was like, I don't know, like 40 or something like that, 35 or 40. So I wasn't even close. It wasn't my day. I usually do really, really well with with slot tournaments. I actually have won, or been in the top 5. I was in the top 5 for one of them at Riviera. That one was only $100 of slot play, but it still was a lot of fun. But boy, does it kill your hand, though, because you're trying to hit it so fast and you're trying to hit the other things on the screen, and you really have to have a lot of endurance to be able to do it. It's only like 3.5 minutes that they do it for, but
Didn't even get the wages saver. Okay, this is Cheshire Cat, which has got a wheel bonus to it. Let's go.
we'll definitely go the next time he's there. Like anytime we like to go up there anyway. Give us any excuse to go out to these different things. At one point in the month of February, Plainridge Park, the casino near us, they were giving me a whole bunch of slot play. I don't know if it was just something that they had going on in February. Since they haven't had it. But and then they had all these dinner specials where, offering us free dinner and stuff like that. We were pretty much going up there like 5 nights out of the week, which was killing me because I'm a school bus driver. So, but yeah, we went up there and we played a lot with that slot play, and we had a lot of fun with it. So, oh, this Cheshire Cat one, yeah. But when it hits, it's pretty decent.
That's not bad, 77 cents. More than our bet, but still, need a little better than that.
I know. He had a hard time saying it because a lot of people think Dion because of Dion and the Belmonts and Dion, Celine Dion. So they tend to go Dion to slots. What is that? But the way that our family says it's Dion, kind of like lion with a D. So that's always been kind of like the little joke in our family, because whenever you're dying to do something, we decided to make the name. But it's so funny. He didn't say it right for a while. He kept saying Dion to slots, Dion to slots. But then we kept saying, say it right.
I really want 3. Come on. Oh, bunny rabbits.
Wayne, have a great time, and I hope you win a lot of hand pays. Like every single time you get on a machine, you get a hand pay. How's that? I'm going to send my mojo over to you.
Come on, let's get some good stuff. Let's go. Oh, Alice, come on. All right, that was good enough to take a look at it. That is Cheshire Cat. Thank you. Okay, this is Day of the Dead. 50 cents.
I just always get attracted to this game because I really like Alice in Wonderland, so it's one of my because I'm kind of a Disney fanatic. So believe me, if you saw my house, it would be ridiculous. I have so much Disney stuff. So that's why I always gravitate towards that Cheshire Cat one because of Alice in Wonderland, but it never pays off.
I did get something. I got 20 cents, but let's try and do a little better than that. better than that. Come on.
Now, see, this one I played against direction. I tend to play based on what I just kind of feel like playing. I don't know how everybody else picks which ones they play, but I kind of go by go by the feeling. When I see a machine, it's almost like I feel like a pull towards it, and I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna try that one. And I want to say like probably 9 times out of 10, or at least 8 times out of 10, I'm usually right if I have a feeling about a machine. But these machines that have like the diamond shape, like this one and the one with the tiger, something storm, they we don't really like to play them because you have to get bonuses, the bonus symbol, all the way from one side to the other in order to get the bonus, and it's kind of a pain in the neck. Yes, I love Dragon Link. I think there's a Dragon Link at Newport Grand that we were trying to get on too, Dwayne. Yes, Prowling Panther is the same way. It's Sumatran Storm, Siberian Storm. There's this one. There's one with eggs. It's like Huevo something or other, and
The noise got me. Thank you.
you know they're good to play like when you do get the bonus, because when you get the bonus, if you get a whole bunch of the wild symbols and a good symbol, oh, it just really pays off.
Ooh, 4 whole cents.
Oh, Ultimate Fire Link was the one that was against the wall. There was one against the wall. I thought that was Dragon Link. That I kept trying to walk over there and get on it. Near the G Plus games.
Oh my goodness. Not a dead spin. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. 10 cents for all that. Fine.
This one I really thought I was gonna like it, but nothing was matching up, so it kind of disappointed me.
It's not showing me something here. Different dining. One more chance.
I'm definitely gonna keep looking for that Dragon Link. I hope they bring one. Oh, it was Dragon Spin. You're right, Dwayne.
Alrighty, so this is.
It was something with dragons.
The last video that we did pretty well with it, so we figured we'd try it again. I have some slot play, so let's get going.
All I want to do is just hit $1,000 on a machine. That would be the nicest thing ever. I tend to really like the Ainsworth games, and I also like, I can't remember the name brand of the one that I like to play all the time. It makes a lot of noise. I like games that are bright and have a lot of noise and have all these different things going on. I tend to go towards them. Either that or I like the reel games. I like the ones that have reels that are spinning around instead of the video. But there are a lot of times that we always, sometimes I'll get the feeling about something, sometimes Dwayne will get the feeling about something, so. Thank you for coming by, Lady Di. Really appreciate it. Thank you for hanging out with us over here in rainy, cold Massachusetts. Hopefully we're waiting for the better weather. Yes, Lady Di, we love your channel. It is so much fun.
Come on, come on, come on. Oh. Oh, come on.
I know sometimes I see, and this is where I really like YouTube for this, because sometimes I'll look at a game and I'll see the way that it's played, and it'll make me want to go and play that when I do go to the casino. So that's pretty much what we try to do. Even though there are a lot of games that are real popular, a lot of games that people play all the time on the YouTube channel. Like everybody loves to play like Buffalo and Food Alley and different games like that. I tend to like to go to different ones just because I want to show them to people. But that's usually what we like to do. Well, I think since we've been on like an hour and a couple of minutes. I want to kind of I want to give my props to all the other slot channels out there. We really like all of you, and we like to watch everybody. But I don't want to, just in case anybody else is going live tonight, I only wanted to go on for about an hour or so just to say hello to everybody. So I figure I'm going to sign off here so that I can go and relax before I have to go back on the school bus in the morning. So if you haven't hit the thumbs up, if you could please just hit the thumbs up on this video. And if you tell your friends about us, because we're still a little tiny slot channel and we're trying to get subscribers. And like I said, when we get a little closer to the 500 subscribers, we're going to have a contest. So just keep that in mind. And I hope everybody enjoyed watching this. And to those of you that'll be watching this later, just wanted to say hello and thanks for coming to visit us. And we're going to be putting out some really cool, really great videos. We've got some in the queue pretty soon. So, and remember, you got to avoid that Noid. You got to watch out for that Noid, because she will take all your money. All right, you guys have a great night.